Let's talk Kitzbühel. We're gearing up for a deep dive into this legendary Austrian ski destination, perfect for anyone planning their first trip.
And to make this deep dive extra special, we've gone beyond the usual blog posts and articles.
Yep, we've got websites, videos, even first-hand accounts from those who've carved those iconic slopes.
Our mission, to equip you with all the knowledge you need to plan your trip and maximize your time in Kitzbühel, both on and off those epic pists.
So let's start with the basics. Kitzbühel is known for this incredible blend of, old world charm and modern ski amenities, right?
Exactly. The town's history stretches back to the 9th century, and that medieval charm is still very much alive today. You'll see it in the architecture, the cobblestone streets.
It's like stepping back in time, but with all the comforts of a world-class ski resort.
Precisely. But let's not forget the adrenaline factor. Kitzbühel is also famous for hosting the Rennen.
Ah, yes, one of the most prestigious ski races in the world.
Exactly. And specifically, the Strafe, a notoriously difficult downhill race that attracts the world's best skiers.
I've seen videos of that. It's insane. Those skiers are practically flying down the mountain. So where does all this skiing magic happen?
That would be KitzSki, the collective name for the network of ski areas surrounding Kitzbühel.
Okay, KitzSki. Got it. But for a first-timer, that can sound, a bit overwhelming. Where do you even begin?
Don't worry, we'll break it down. Let's start with Kitzbühel. It's a fantastic area, especially for beginners.
I've heard it's known for its gentle slopes and stunning views.
Precisely. It's perfect for building confidence and getting comfortable on your skis. And those panoramic views from the top are truly breathtaking.
Sounds like my kind of place. Gentle slopes and epic views, what's not to love? But KitzSki also caters to, the adrenaline junkies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those who crave a bit more challenge.
Absolutely. For those seeking a thrill, HvOnSki is the place to be.
Home of the Strafe, right? The one we were just talking about.
Exactly. Even if you're not planning to conquer the Strafe itself, HvOnSki has a variety of pists for different skill levels, so you can still experience that legendary mountain, but at your own pace.
Okay, so we've got gentle slopes at Kitzbüheler Horn, hard-stopping runs at HvOnSki, but what about something a bit more off the beaten path?
You're thinking of Biholm. This area is a haven for off-piste adventures and even cat skiing.
Cat skiing? That sounds amazing. I've always wanted to try that.
It's an incredible experience. You get transported up untouched slopes by a snowcat and then have fresh powder all to yourself.
Definitely adding that to the bucket list. But with all these different ski areas, getting around must be a logistical nightmare.
Not at all. Kitzbühel has a fantastic public transportation system that's actually free for skiers.
Wait, free?
Yep, completely free. They've got the OBB train service, which connects various points in the region, and it's free with a valid KitzSki lift pass.
That's amazing. And what about getting between the different ski areas?
They've got you covered there, too. There's a free ring bus that specifically caters to skiers.
So no need to worry about expensive taxis or renting a car.
Exactly. You can hop on and off the bus or train and easily get to wherever you need to go within KitzSki.
That's brilliant. Makes exploring all those different areas so much easier. But let's be honest, skiing isn't the only reason people flock to the Alps. What about those classic alpine experiences beyond the slopes?
Well, for starters, let's talk about the food. No ski trip is complete without indulging in some traditional alpine cuisine.
Okay, now you're talking my language. I'm always up for some good food, especially after a day on the slopes. But honestly, I wouldn't even know where to start. Any must-try dishes or recommendations for a first-time visitor?
Absolutely. You can't go wrong with a classic Wiener Schnitzel. It's a crispy, breaded cutlet that's practically an Austrian institution.
Schnitzel. Got it. What else?
For a truly indulgent experience, Kaiserschmarrn is a must-try. Think fluffy, shredded pancakes served with delicious compotes.
Okay, that sounds amazing. I have a major sweet tooth, so I'm definitely adding that to the list. Anything savory and satisfying to balance out all that sweetness.
Definitely try Tirol and Resterhöhe. It's a hearty potato and meat dish, perfect for refueling after a day of skiing.
So I've got Schnitzel, Kaiserschmarrn, and Tirol and Resterhöhe. My stomach is already rumbling. But where do you even find these culinary delights? Are we talking fancy restaurants or cozy mountain huts?
Kitzbühel offers a fantastic mix of both. You'll find charming mountain huts serving up traditional dishes with incredible alpine views.
Okay, that sounds idyllic. A cozy hut, stunning views, delicious food. Sign me up. But for those who prefer something a bit more upscale, there are options too, right?
Absolutely. Kitzbühel has a vibrant culinary scene with plenty of elegant restaurants offering gourmet experiences.
So whether you're craving a casual meal or a fine dining experience, Kitzbühel has something for everyone. But let's talk atmosphere for a moment. What kind of vibe can a first-time visitor expect in Kitzbühel?
Kitzbühel has this unique blend of sophistication and charm with a touch of that lively après-ski spirit.
So it's not just about the skiing. There's a whole social scene happening off the slope.
Exactly. You'll find locals and tourists mingling in the cobblestone streets, browsing through boutiques, enjoying drinks at cozy bars.
Sounds like my kind of place. A good balance between a lively atmosphere and that relaxed alpine charm. But I'm also curious about the history of the town. Is there anything a first-time visitor should know about Kitzbühel's past?
Oh, Kitzbühel has a rich history dating back centuries. It was once a thriving mining town.
Wow, I had no idea. So are there any remnants of that mining past still visible today?
Absolutely. You can see it in some of the architecture and even visit museums that showcase the town's mining heritage.
I love that. It adds another layer of depth and intrigue to the whole experience. It's like you're stepping back in time while still enjoying all the modern amenities. Speaking of modern amenities, let's talk about something crucial for any ski trip: accommodation. What kind of options are available in Kitzbühel?
Kitzbühel caters to a wide range of budgets and preferences. You've got everything from cozy guest houses and family-run hotels.
Okay, perfect for those who prefer a more intimate and personal experience.
Exactly. And then you have your luxurious five-star resorts with all the bells and whistles, spas, gourmet restaurants, you name it.
Sounds like there's something for everyone. But for a first-timer, are there any specific areas or types of accommodation you'd recommend?
It depends on what you're looking for. If you want to be in the heart of the action, staying in the town center is ideal. You're within walking distance of shops, restaurants, and nightlife.
Makes sense. But what about those who prefer a more peaceful and scenic setting?
For a tranquil experience, consider staying in one of the surrounding villages.
Okay, so town center for vibrancy, villages for tranquility. Got it. But before we get too lost in the accommodation options, let's talk about the practical side of skiing in Kitzbühel. What about lift tickets, rentals, all that jazz?
Let's break that down because it's essential for a smooth ski experience. First off, KitzSki offers a range of lift ticket options.
Like multi-day passes, single-day passes, that kind of thing.
Exactly. They even have season passes if you're planning an extended stay.
Okay, good to know. Now, what about rentals? Are there plenty of options for skis and snowboards?
Absolutely. You'll find rental shops conveniently located throughout Kitzbühel, especially near the main gondola stations. They offer a wide range of gear for all levels.
So no need to haul my own equipment across the ocean.
Not unless you really want to. And don't worry about quality. These rental shops maintain their equipment very well, so you can expect good performance.
That's a relief. And what about ski schools or instructors? Asking for a friend who might be, a bit rusty on their skills.
Kitzbühel has several reputable ski schools with experienced instructors who cater to all ages and abilities. Whether you're a complete beginner or just want to brush up on your technique, they've got you covered.
Perfect. So we've got lift tickets, rentals, and even lessons all sorted out. Any other practical tips a first-time visitor should keep in mind when planning their Kitzbühel ski adventure?
Packing appropriately is crucial for any ski trip, especially in the Alps.
Okay, so we're talking warm layers, waterproof gear, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Remember, it's all about layering. You want moisture wicking, base layers, warm mid layers, and a waterproof outer layer to protect you from the elements.
Right. And don't forget those essential accessories: gloves, hat, neck gaiter.
Absolutely. Those can make a world of difference in terms of comfort on the slopes. And don't forget about sunglasses or goggles. The sun reflecting off the snow can be intense.
Good point. Eye protection is essential. But beyond clothing, are there any other must-pack items?
A small backpack is always handy for carrying water, snacks, sunscreen, and any extra layers you might need.
Okay, so pack light, but pack smart. Got it. Now, we've covered a lot of ground, different ski areas, transportation, food, accommodation, even packing tips. But what would you say is the one thing that truly sets Kitzbühel apart from other ski destinations?
It's that magical combination of history, charm, and world-class skiing that you just don't find everywhere. You can be strolling through medieval streets one minute, riding a gondola up to pristine slopes the next, then enjoying a delicious meal in a cozy mountain hut with breathtaking views. It's an experience that stays with you.
It sounds like Kitzbühel offers a truly immersive alpine experience, something that goes beyond just the skiing itself.
Exactly. It's a destination that captivates all your senses and leaves you wanting more.
Well said. But now, let's get back to the heart of the matter, the skiing. We've talked about those different ski areas, but I'm eager to dive into some specific piste recommendations.
Luckily, we have some fantastic insights from SkiTeam.dk. They actually tested and filmed various runs within KitzSki.
Perfect. Visuals are always helpful, especially for those of us who like to, see what we're getting into before we hit the slopes. So where should we start?
They suggest starting with a classic, the Hahnenkamm non-stop run down to Kitzbühel. It combines Blue Run #21 with a section of Red #21, so you get a taste of both easier and slightly more challenging terrain in one go.
Sounds like a great way to warm up and get a feel for the mountain. And those videos on the HvOnSki YouTube channel really bring it to life. You can see the terrain, the views, get a sense of the flow, like a virtual preview before you even set foot on the slopes.
Exactly. It's one thing to see a piste map, but quite another to experience it visually. And speaking of different experiences, they also tested a run that's perfect for a longer, more leisurely descent.
Okay, tell me more. As much as I love an adrenaline rush, those long scenic runs are what truly makes a ski day memorable.
They recommend the Steinberg-Kogel nonstop to Flecklenbahn in Klausen. It's actually the longest run they tested, following Blue Runs #16, #26, and then #25. Imagine cruising down those slopes, surrounded by that breathtaking alpine scenery.
It's the kind of run that lets you really soak in the beauty of the mountains. But let's not forget about those who crave a bit more excitement. Did SkiTeam.dk test any black runs?
Of course. For the thrill seekers, they recommend the Steinberg-Kogel nonstop to Ehrenbachgraben, which follows Black Run #23. This one's definitely for experienced skiers who are comfortable with steep gradients and challenging terrain.
Wow, that sounds intense. It's amazing how KitzSki manages to cater to such a diverse range of skiers, from beginners to experts. But even the most adventurous skiers need a break eventually. And speaking of breaks, did SkiTeam.dk highlight any particularly charming mountain restaurants or huts along their routes?
Yes, they did. In fact, one of their recommended runs, the Pengelstein nonstop to Goxerstadel, actually incorporates a stop at the charming Goxerstadel mountain restaurant. You follow Blue Runs #30 and #31, and then you're rewarded with this beautiful spot for a warm drink and a delicious meal. Imagine soaking up those panoramic views while savoring traditional Austrian cuisine.
Okay, that's officially on my must-do list. A scenic run followed by a cozy mountain hut experience. Sign me up. But I'm curious, is it generally easy to find good food options on the slopes in Kitzbühel?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you end up at those crowded, overpriced tourist traps.
You raise a valid concern. But thankfully, Kitzbühel is known for its high-quality mountain restaurants. Most of them prioritize fresh, local ingredients and traditional recipes. So you're in for a treat no matter where you stop.
That's reassuring to hear. After all, good food is an essential part of any ski trip. But let's be honest, it's not the only thing that makes a ski destination special.
What about the après-ski scene in Kitzbühel?
Après-ski. Almost as important as the skiing itself. And Kitzbühel doesn't disappoint. You'll find a vibrant mix of options, from lively bars with live music and DJs to cozy pubs where you can unwind with a local beer or a glass of glue wine. Okay, now we're talking. I love that Kitzbühel offers something for everyone, from those who want to dance the night away to those who prefer a more relaxed atmosphere. But as someone who's new to Kitzbühel, any recommendations for specific bars or pubs that capture that true après-ski spirit?
Absolutely. For a classic Kitzbühel experience, head to the Londoner pub. It's been a favorite among skiers for decades, known for its lively atmosphere and great music. If you're looking for something a bit more upscale, the Streifhelm is a popular choice, offering stunning views and a more sophisticated vibe. And for a taste of local culture, check out the Gasthof Egerwert. It's a traditional Austrian inn with a cozy atmosphere and delicious regional specialties.
Those all sound amazing. I can already picture myself sipping glühwein and sharing stories about epic runs with fellow skiers. But let's not forget about those who might prefer activities beyond the slopes. What other winter adventures does Kitzbühel offer?
Kitzbühel truly is a winter wonderland. Beyond skiing and snowboarding, you can explore miles of cross-country skiing trails, go ice skating, snowshoeing. You could even take a romantic horse-drawn sleigh ride through the snow-covered landscape.
Wow, those all sound magical. It's amazing how Kitzbühel caters to such a wide range of interests. But as someone who loves a bit of history and culture, are there any sites or attractions in the town itself that are worth checking out?
Absolutely. Kitzbühel's charming town center is steeped in history. You can wander through those cobblestone streets, admire the medieval architecture, and visit museums like the Kitzbühel Museum, which showcases the town's rich past, including its mining heritage.
I love that. Exploring those historic streets and museums would be a perfect way to spend a day off the slopes. But before we get too carried away with all the off-slope activities, I want to circle back to something you mentioned earlier, the ski safari concept from SkiTeam.dk. It sounds like such a unique way to experience multiple ski destinations in one trip.
Right. Their ski safari takes you through 6 top ski areas in Tyrol and Salzburg, including Kitzbühel. Imagine skiing in a different location each day, exploring diverse terrains and soaking up the unique atmosphere of each resort.
That's incredible. It's like a dream trip for any avid skier.
Yeah.
But as someone who's never been to Austria before, I'm curious, what are some of the other destinations included in this ski safari?
Well, besides Kitzbühel, their itinerary includes stops at places like Saalbach-Hinterglemm, known for its extensive ski area and lively après-ski scene. Then there's Zillertal Arena, a vast ski area with over 140 kilometers of slopes. And for those who love a challenge, they include the Ski Wilder Kaiser Brixental, one of the largest interconnected ski areas in the world.
Wow, those all sound amazing. It's incredible how much variety and world-class skiing is packed into this one region. It's making me rethink my entire ski trip itinerary.
It's definitely worth considering. And what's great about SkiTeam.dk's approach is that they provide all the logistical details, including accommodation recommendations and transportation tips. Makes it easy to plan and execute this epic ski adventure.
That's fantastic. It takes all the guesswork out of planning a multi-destination ski trip, especially for someone like me who's new to the region. But let's bring it back to Kitzbühel for a moment. We've talked about the skiing, the food, the après-ski, and the town itself. But what about those little details, those hidden gems that truly make a place special?
You're talking about those local experiences that you wouldn't find in a typical guidebook. For instance, did you know that Kitzbühel has a long tradition of craftsmanship?
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Well, they're known for their beautiful handcrafted leather goods, especially traditional Tyrolean jackets and hats. You'll find several workshops and boutiques in the town center where you can watch artisans at work and even purchase unique souvenirs.
That's fantastic. I love supporting local artisans and finding authentic souvenirs that tell a story. Much more meaningful than buying mass-produced trinkets.
Exactly. And another hidden gem is Kitzbühel's connection to the natural world.
Okay, tell me more. I'm always drawn to places that embrace nature and offer opportunities for outdoor adventures.
Well, just outside of town, you'll find the Schwarzsee. It's a beautiful lake surrounded by forests and mountains. In the winter, it freezes over, creating a magical setting for ice skating or simply taking a leisurely stroll through that snow-covered landscape.
Wow, that sounds absolutely stunning. I can already picture myself gliding across the ice with those snow-capped peaks as a backdrop. It's the kind of experience that creates lasting memories.
Exactly. It's those little moments of connection with nature that truly make a trip special. But speaking of special moments, let's not forget about the cultural events that take place in Kitzbühel throughout the year.
Yes. Tell me more. I always love experiencing local events and traditions when I travel. It's a great way to immerse yourself in the culture and get a feel for the local way of life.
Well, Kitzbühel hosts a variety of events, from traditional Christmas markets to lively music festivals.
Okay, now we're talking. Christmas markets are always a highlight for me.
They are magical. Picture twinkling lights, the aroma of roasted chestnuts and glühwein, and stalls selling handmade crafts and local delicacies. It's a perfect way to get into the holiday spirit.
I can already smell the glühwein and hear the festive music. But what about the music festivals? What kind of music can I expect to hear in Kitzbühel?
They have a diverse range of music festivals throughout the year, from classical concerts to jazz performances to folk music celebrations. There's something for every taste.
That's fantastic. I love experiencing different genres of music and seeing how they're interpreted in different cultures. But what about those iconic HvOnSki races we mentioned earlier? I know they're more than just a ski race. They're a major event that attracts people from all over the world.
You're absolutely right. The HvOnSki races are a spectacle that you have to experience at least once. The atmosphere is electric, with crowds cheering on the world's best skiers as they tackle the legendary strafe. It's a true celebration of skiing and alpine culture.
Wow, that sounds incredible. I can only imagine the excitement and adrenaline in the air. It's definitely something I'd want to witness firsthand. But let's be real, attending a major event like that requires some planning. Any tips for those who want to experience the HvOnSki races?
It's essential to book accommodation and transportation well in advance, as things tend to sell out quickly during race week. And be prepared for large crowds and a festive atmosphere.
Those are great tips. It's definitely an event that requires some preparation, but I imagine it's worth every bit of effort.
Absolutely. It's an experience that will stay with you long after the races are over.
So we've covered everything from the iconic ski runs and charming mountain huts to the vibrant après-ski scene and cultural events. It's clear that Kitzbühel offers a truly immersive alpine experience, both on and off the slopes.
It does, and that's what makes it such a special destination.
But before we wrap up this deep dive into Kitzbühel, I want to circle back to something we touched on earlier. The importance of choosing the right accommodation.
Right. It's an essential aspect of any ski trip, and Kitzbühel offers a wide range of options to suit every taste and budget.
Exactly. We talked about the different areas and types of accommodation, but let's dive a little deeper into what makes each option unique.
Absolutely. So, for those who want to be in the heart of the action, staying in the town center puts you within walking distance of everything: the shops, the restaurants, the bars, the nightlife.
That sounds perfect for those who want to experience the energy and vibrancy of Kitzbühel's social scene. But what about options for those seeking a more tranquil and relaxing experience?
Well, if you prefer a quieter setting, consider staying in one of the surrounding villages. They offer a more authentic alpine atmosphere, often with stunning views and access to nature trails.
That sounds incredibly peaceful. Imagine waking up to the sound of birdsong and those breathtaking mountain vistas. But what about those who want to truly pamper themselves?
For a luxurious experience, Kitzbühel has some incredible hotels and resorts with spa facilities, gourmet restaurants, and breathtaking views. Imagine spending your days skiing, followed by relaxing in a sauna or enjoying a massage.
Oh, that sounds heavenly. It's all about finding that perfect balance between adventure and relaxation. But with so many options available, it can be overwhelming to choose the right accommodation. Any tips for first-time visitors?
Consider your priorities. If you're traveling with family, look for hotels or guest houses that offer family-friendly amenities like kids clubs or play areas. If you're on a budget, explore options like guest houses or apartments, which often offer more affordable rates. And if you're looking for a unique experience, consider staying in a traditional Tyrolean chalet.
Those are all great suggestions. It's all about finding the right fit for your needs and preferences. But beyond the practical considerations, what would you say is the most important factor when choosing accommodation?
It's about creating a sense of place. You want to choose a place that feels like a home away from home, where you can relax and recharge after a day on the slopes. Whether it's a cozy guest house or a luxurious resort, finding the right accommodation can truly enhance your overall Kitzbühel experience.
I love that. It's about more than just a place to sleep. It's about creating a sense of belonging and connection with the destination. But speaking of connecting with the destination, let's talk about something that's essential for any traveler: getting around.
Right. We mentioned the excellent free transportation system for skiers, but what about those who want to explore beyond the slopes?
Exactly. What options are available for getting around Kitzbühel and the surrounding areas?
Well, besides the ski buses and trains, Kitzbühel has a reliable local bus system that connects the town center to the surrounding villages and attractions.
That's good to know. And what about taxis? Are they readily available, or is it better to rely on public transportation?
Taxis are available, but they can be quite expensive, especially during peak season.
That makes sense. It sounds like public transportation is the way to go for those looking for a more budget-friendly option. But what about those who prefer a bit more independence and flexibility?
Renting a car is an option, but keep in mind that winter driving conditions can be challenging in the Alps.
Right. It's important to be prepared for snow and ice and to have the necessary equipment and experience. But what about those who simply want to explore on foot?
Kitzbühel is incredibly pedestrian-friendly. The town center is compact and easily walkable, and there are lovely walking paths and trails throughout the surrounding areas.
I love that. Walking is such a great way to explore at your own pace and discover hidden gems along the way.
Absolutely. And it's a great way to connect with nature and experience the beauty of the alpine landscape firsthand.
So we've covered everything from the practical aspects of getting around to the charming pedestrian streets and the stunning natural surroundings. It's clear that Kitzbühel offers a truly immersive and unforgettable experience.
It does. And as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listener with one final thought.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Kitzbühel is more than just a ski destination. It's a place where history, nature, culture, and adventure come together to create something truly magical.
I couldn't agree more. It's a destination that speaks to the soul, inviting you to embrace the alpine spirit and create memories that will last a lifetime.
Exactly. So to our listener, as you embark on your Kitzbühel adventure, embrace the experience, savor the moments, and allow yourself to be enchanted by the magic of Kitzbühel.
Beautifully said. And with all the tips and insights we've shared today, you're well equipped to embark on your own Kitzbühel adventure.
Bon voyage.
And until next time, keep exploring. So we've covered a ton about Kitzbühel, the slopes, the food, the vibes. But before we send you off to pack your bags, what about some, practical stuff? The nitty-gritty of planning a ski trip to Kitzbühel.
Absolutely. Those details can make a big difference in how smoothly your trip goes.
Right, where do you even start? Flights, hotels, transfers, all that?
Well, first things first, flights and accommodation. Kitzbühel is popular, especially during peak season, so booking early is key. You'll have more choices and potentially snag a better price.
Makes sense, especially with flights. Those prices can be all over the place depending on when you book. Any tips for, getting the best deals?
Being flexible is always helpful. If you can travel midweek or during shoulder season, you often find better prices. And think about flying into nearby airports like Salzburg or Innsbruck. Then just hop on a train or a shuttle to Kitzbühel. Might take a bit longer, but could save you some cash.
Smart. It's all about doing your research right. Now, accommodation. We talked about the different types, but any specific booking tips?
Always read the reviews. Really read them. Not just the star rating, but what people actually say about the location, the amenities, the whole experience. Think about what matters to you. Proximity to the lifts, town center. Prioritize that.
Reviews can be lifesavers, for sure. Speaking of lifesavers, what about the budget? Is Kitzbühel, going to break the bank?
It can be pricey, yeah, especially peak season. But there are ways to manage costs. Consider self-catering accommodation, like apartments or chalets. Cook some meals yourself. That can really help.
It makes sense. I bet there's some great local grocery stores to stock up at. But what about, eating out? Are there budget-friendly options in Kitzbühel?
Absolutely. Keep an eye out for traditional Austrian taverns. They call them Gasthof. They usually have hearty local dishes at decent prices. And don't be afraid to venture a bit outside the main tourist zones. You often find smaller, family-run places with authentic food and friendlier prices.
Great tips. It's all about being a savvy traveler, right? Now, something that's always on my mind, especially when skiing safety.
Absolutely essential. And Kitzbühel takes it very seriously. The slopes are well-maintained with clear markings and signage, good for all levels.
That's good to know. But, even on the best groomed slopes, things can happen. What should skiers do to stay safe and keep others safe too?
It sounds simple, but ski within your limits. Don't try runs that are above your skill level. Be aware of your surroundings. Watch out for other skiers and snowboarders. And of course, always follow the skier's code of conduct.
Common sense, but important reminders. So we've covered a lot of ground today, everything from those epic runs to practical planning tips. But before we wrap up, any final thoughts for our listeners as they get ready for their Kitzbühel adventure?
Kitzbühel is more than just a ski destination. It's a chance to really connect with the heart of the Alps. The scenery, the people, the history, it all blends together.
It really does sound like an incredible experience, something that goes beyond just a typical ski trip.
Exactly. So to all our listeners planning their Kitzbühel trip, enjoy every moment, soak it all in, and create some amazing memories.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And don't forget, we've got all sorts of resources linked in our show notes, pits maps, accommodation tips, even those fantastic videos from SkiTeam.dk that give you a taste of the slopes.
Happy skiing, everyone.
Until next time, keep exploring.